Welcome back, guys, to another year of us doing Vlogmas, and this is going to be some really exciting stuff for you guys this year. I'm going to try my hardest to be able to do a video every single day for you guys for the next 25 days. Hopefully I can uphold that, I should say, because we are slammed, definitely really busy. Thank you to you guys. We have a lot of projects going on. This year our Vlogmas build is going to be our Forester, which we did a Forester last year, so it's not like I planned this. We had a different car that was planned to do Vlogmas for you guys, and unfortunately, since some things got delayed, we are changing projects. So this year is going to be our Forester, so hopefully you guys enjoy today's video and the future ones to come. We did record a little bit in advance here, so that way we could have some content ready to go for you guys and keep it a little bit easier on us this year. But I think it's going to come down to the same scenario where we're going to be probably recording same day and editing same day. So let's jump into today's video for you boys. Welcome back, boys. It is very nice to be back in the shop and actually be able to work again after being down for nearly 3 weeks of doing our shop renovation and new dyno install. It's made things tough to get to the working site because obviously that's been our main focus. So that is why you're seeing a little bit of a delay on the Forester build. I was trying to get everything in that I could prior to pulling out the Mustang dyno to now. So the last video you saw of the Forester was the very last night we had the Mustang dyno up and running. So here we have it. You guys been following along. This has been our 06 Forester XT build. This car currently still does have an automatic transmission. We have an STI turbo on here with a Grimsby top mount, Cobb intake, Cobb downpipe, and an NVIDIA exhaust. Car makes 250 and 298 wheel on 22 pounds. This is my winter daily driver. We have a lot of things in planned for this car, as you guys have already heard and probably heard me talk about. So one of those things today I wanted to record is this thing is going to be coming apart in the front end. We have a full JDM STI front end for this thing. I already did install some JDM STI SG9 Forester headlights, factory HIDs. Those are on the car because the previous lights I could barely see at night. So this thing needs to come apart because this bumper is going to be coming off here, and grill, those are not going to be going back on. Hood and fenders obviously is going to be going back on the car, but to make the front end match for paint, we are going to blend into the fenders and hood. And there's a couple chips anyways on the fenders on this thing, one being like right there, and then on the driver's side fender a couple scrapes there and there. So we're going to clean that up. Hood has your normal rock chips on it in the front of it, so those are going to get cleaned up. I have a JDM 0203 STI Bug Eyes hood scoop, which is the same on Foresters, brand new, ready to go. So that's going to get painted. And then we have the Forester Sports / STI front end. So really excited to see how this thing's going to come out. I think I'm going to go ahead and just start the full build on this thing at this time of it being apart. Now, like I said, we do have to kind of get caught up in the shop on a couple things. So you may see that this pans into a couple different days, but I wanted to record with the front end on the car so you can see what's going on and why it's apart. So that way when we are working on it, you know, like what the heck, why is the front end missing from the car? So that's what we're going to be doing. I'm going to go ahead and get this front end torn off this car, get everything ready to go to paint. From there, we will start tearing this thing apart. I have other things I need to do today, so today I'm just going to get the front end off of this thing and we'll kind of play it by ear to see. But that means if we are doing the full build on this thing, we are going to be putting our FP Black, which is over in the dyno shop right now in the showcase. I've still torn whether or not put the front mount on it yet or leave it with the top mount. I think it's more relatable for you guys with the top mount and then move over to the front mount. So we'll kind of see there. But I have ID 1700s, full fuel system for this thing, a Walbro 525, single fuel pump, relay kit, fuel rails, lines, regulator, external wastegate, obviously the top mount right now, speed density kit, you know, everything that's going to be able to make this thing certified ripper. I'd like to see 500 wheel through the stock automatic transmission and motor. I think through the auto that's going to be quite the hard task, so we'll see what happens. Obviously that'll be on E85. We'll see what happens. So let's get this front end pulled off this thing. I'll update you guys. This thing's going to look real bare right now after this front end's off. All right, after not too much of work, but kind of a pain, I would recommend this, you know, if you have an older Subaru chassis or older car, to pull off your side skirts and or fender liners and clean out, because as you guys saw in the video, there was a ton of dirt that came out of this thing. Some of it was wet. Some of the part that was wet is because this thing does have a sunroof on it, so it drains right there, and so when it couldn't drain out, it was just keeping dirt moist, which would then possibly cause rust in your car. So definitely would recommend that. Got the thing all tore down, all the body panels here to the side. It's gonna have to be a couple additional pieces that need to be painted because the mud flaps on this thing wore through on these little adapter pieces or side balances. So I'm going to talk to the paint guy. Those I would like to get those painted, and almost the side skirts as well. We'll see how things go, but at some point you got to draw the line, because it's not perfect. This thing has higher miles on it. It's going to have imperfections. That's just the downside. Unfortunately, it's not like these things are brand new anymore. I did pull off the fender liners. These things are a bit chewed up anyways. As you can see, they're broken right here. That shit's broke. So it does need different ones anyways for the sports and slash STI front bumper. So I'm going to go ahead and pull that one off there, get brand new OEM ones ordered up, so that way we're good to go. Since this is obviously the winter car, I would like to have fender liners in it that are functional. But now I'm going to get this thing put back on the ground. I'm going to clean up around the shop, and today is technically my day off, so we'll see if I can get some more progress onto the Forester build, because it would be nice to start pulling this thing apart. I'm contemplating if I pull the motor or not, and some of you are gonna be like, what the heck, why are you gonna pull the motor? And when I bought this thing, you can see here it is missing a timing cover here, and the back one is broken. And so since it's been missing it, all the belt and timing components have been open to the elements over the years, and I don't know how long it's been that way, but I can tell you there's definitely some rust on the pulleys in there from it sitting. So I bought a brand new timing belt kit for this and water pump, and yeah, I mean, I could do it in the car, but we're going to be tearing this thing all the way down to the point of it would just be the transmission bolts for me pulling this thing out. So it's up in the air still if I'm going to pull the whole entire motor out or not. We'll see how I feel. You know, obviously when I pull out the radiator, I have a decent bit of room in here, but we'll see. Things are going to change. I already believe I talked about in this video, so you guys already know. We're going to be pulling the whole top end of the motor apart to put that FP black on with the Killer Bee hard inlet. We do need 8mm phenolic spacers to be able to space the manifold up to fit that hard inlet. So we got to take the whole top end of the motor apart here, and we would have to take the whole front end of the motor apart. So we'll see. Let me get this thing back on the ground and kind of make a decision what we're going to do, and then I'll bring you guys along. All right, we got the thing on the lift. Still undecided if I'm going to actually pull the engine apart or not, or pull the engine out of it is what I should say. I'm going to just go ahead and start this deal like I normally would, and that's obviously disconnecting the battery, get the intercooler off, get the intake off, pull the downpipe off, and pull the top of this motor apart in here. I'll then decide from there whether I want to do this in the car or not. Gonna pull the radiator as well. This being an auto, it's gonna have a transmission cooler line, so that's gonna be fun to deal with. But let's go ahead and jump right into this and start getting the thing ripped apart. You guys are gonna be seeing some time lapse in this video just because it is gonna be solely working on the car. So I apologize that some of it is time lapses, but at least it shows you what we're doing. All right, I've been working away on this thing, got it completely tore down, and I'm gonna go up and show you what I was doing underneath. but to give us some more light in here, I got the front timing area undone, and I did hit it with some brake cleaner right there, so it's a little bit clean. But I am happy I went this far because, I mean, look at this thing, guys. Water pump does not look to have been changed anytime remotely soon. Motor doesn't look like it's had really any maintenance that is visible or you can tell. I mean, look on top of the motor, there's a bunch of stuff on top of it. Head gaskets, like I said, I'll show you on the bottom what we're looking at, but it doesn't look like we've had any kind of maintenance on this thing. I am happy I went as far as doing a timing belt kit on this thing, because look at that belt, boys. That was asking for a bad moment there, and with our newfound power, I didn't want to risk hurting the motor with something dumb like a timing belt that I could have prevented. So timing cover, that's what's left of it on the driver's side. I'm assuming that whatever had hit this is what caused that damage on the belt. So I got everything apart here. With it being open to the elements, you can see our pulleys don't look so hot. They do look like they're an OEM pulley. They don't look like they've ever been changed, guys. I don't know if this is original timing belt, but I mean, judging by that and that these are OEM, it's kind of making me led to believe that the timing belt components have never been done. The belt itself has been changed. This is not an OEM belt on here, but the actual timing components have not looked like they've been changed. So got this thing all the way apart. Top of the motor, you can see here I got the power steering just sitting there right now, so it is completely bare. Like I said, it's just like an engine stand in the car. As usual, things escalate, and I was going to use the stock header on this thing. I didn't have another header laying around here, but I reached out to our boys over at ETS and they said no problem, we're going to get one sent over right away for you guys for this project. So again, big shout out to ETS. We use them every day in the shop. You guys know that we're a huge fan of the ETS V2 header. It is the best header that we've found on the market. We've tested a lot, works awesome for us, so why would we not put all the parts on the same for it to make the most power? So with doing that on a Forester, this one does have an STI pan on it, but it does not have an STI style oil cooler. It has a WX style oil cooler. And with that being said, the WX style oil cooler from 06 to 07 is different. It puts the oil filter at an angle, and if you have your oil filter at an angle, it doesn't usually clear equal length header. So I haven't tried the ETS V2 header on something like that. They are a bit of a different design with having a 4-in-1 collector. It may clear it, but I just went ahead and put a brand new STI oil cooler assembly on here. In the future, it was what the car was going to get anyway. So I had one, went ahead and swapped that out. You'll see here, got that on, brand new. Hopefully it's lit up enough under here. All I got is this light right now. I don't know why this light's not shining too much, but like I said, I want to show you guys underneath here. It's pretty darn clean. I did wipe the subframe. There wasn't any oil here, and you can tell, really surprising that the valve covers have barely any seepage. I like to clean the subframes, so that way I can see if there's a problem. Later on, it just makes it easier. But you can see some seepage up there. Not like it's crazy, but it looks normal. It just looks like they haven't been done anytime soon, so I just want to further show that so you guys can see. This is high mileage, untouched motor. Nothing's been changed other than the fact that we're going to be doing a timing belt kit on it. ETS headers are going to be going on. I have quite a bit more to do here. This thing is really tore apart. This is my winter car, so we're going to be getting this done pretty soon. The painted parts are going to be something that takes a little bit of time. I did order the new front fender liners. Those are to be about 4 or 5 days out, which is about the time frame I got for the paint too. So it should all line up to where we get all this done. And then we are still going to obviously retain the auto until something fails. I do have a full 07 STI drivetrain for this car that if we need to, we will put in, which we obviously are going to need to. I'm sure the trans is not going to be too impressed. So we might put an external transmission cooler on this thing. Seems like Justin has one of those. He got it on one of these cars that comes through that he parted out, that he has an aftermarket cooler that was on auto. So we'll probably put that on it at least to give it the best fighting chance. It is going to be cooler temps now. It's not summer, so that's going to help as well. But yeah, definitely some really good progress today. This thing looks like a part out machine. It's in about 1 million pieces right now. So that is probably going to wrap it up today, since I need to go get the timing cover for it. I'm out of brake cleaner in the shop too. Being out of the shop for a week, looks like I lost track of things I've had. So I need to get some brake cleaner. That way I can douse the whole front of this thing, clean out all those timing covers, clean out everything the best I can. And then I'll show you guys a timing belt kit on this thing tomorrow. We did get an IAG AOS. You guys know we run on everything. So this motor will have literally everything to try our best to keep her alive. Trans? That's an unknown. We'll find out.
About tomorrow, I'm just living in the moment, the moment, the moment. Full tank of gas and 200 on the dash, bitch, I'm zoning, fast lane. Living life up in the fast lane. Hey. Living life up in the fast lane. And I ain't slowing down, Living life up in the fast lane. Pedal to the ground, pedal to the ground, pedal to the ground.